Welcome back to Amnesia: The Dark Descent. When we last
Alexander is quite impressive in many ways, but he has grown impatient.
You need to stop cutting me off. Anyways, when we last left off, we had just escaped the sewers, and we had discovered Agrippa, who doesn't know how to shut his mouth. Alright, anyways, we have to find the 6 pieces of the orb, but before that, we are gonna go over here first. To the, chancel. I'm just gonna see what we find over here. We might find a couple of useful items, or find some useful information. Hello? Yeah, over here. Wait, I thought I was leaning. Oh yeah, he's over there. So we won't go over there. So ugly. Yeah, keep walking. I'm just gonna go this way.
Just a little further.
It's like Orpheus descending into the underworld.
Are you hiding something?
What do you mean?
Never mind. Your intuition is remarkable.
I'm not sure I'm following.
It doesn't matter. It's just a myth after all.
I'm gonna head in here. Is anything of use for us? A letter.
12th of August, 1839. Banishment ritual is taking longer than expected, and we have to do what is needed. I spend my time helping out the prisoners. Being around these degenerates makes me ill. None of them even tries to face their punishment with any kind of dignity. They taunt me with their lies of innocence and their cowardly pleas of mercy. What can make a man fall so far from the grace of a civilized existence? They are all wicked men, and I remind myself of it constantly. Still, I am thankful for God sending these monsters our way, as they will serve as the instruments of my salvation. I try to study the different tools in the torture chamber and learn how to use them effectively. Last time was messy, and the effect suffered from my inexperience. When the next warding is to be performed, I shall be ready.
You were in on the torturing too. Got some tar. I don't know why the music is still playing. I thought he went away. Alright, so we can't go down here because it won't budge. Alright, let's see what's in the other room. Oh, the wind. It speaks to me. Like that. Mr. Monster, did you bust down this door? I'm pretty sure. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, there. Oh, no, you didn't. You actually used the door. The shattered orb. All is lost. I must once again start over. Ever since I recovered the orb first found by Agrippa, I have depended on it for my research. The incident with Wilhelm made me most impetuous. Fearing a paucity of prisoners, I proceeded with the final ritual without proper foresight. The orb cracked and fell into 6 parts. I have tried everything, but have yet to mend the thing. Unless I can think of a way to piece it together, I will have to find another. There is still life in the pieces, and even if the orb isn't restored, I might be able to salvage some of its powers for some other purpose. Centuries have passed in vain, and begin to wonder if I will ever be able to see my love again. How much longer can I sustain my life? Daniel, you should like wear this. You know, I feel like this might help you against Mr. Munster. Alright. See what's down here. Oil. Can I go over? Yeah, I think that's everything for us right here, so we can start heading back now. No tinder boxes or anything. Alright, let's go. There's this door too, but like there's like these. Maybe that's where that's where that other door back in that other place where I got out from the prison. I forgot what it was called. Now I'm gonna be thinking about the name. The chancel? Was it called the chancel? Yeah, I think it was a chancel. Alright, now we can start looking for these pieces of the orb. Let's go.
These cells are meant to hold prisoners who are under treatment. The people you send for will end up here. Remember that the confinement itself works as a preamble to the torture, and you should pace yourself. Don't take anyone before they are ready.
Understood.
Sounds from the torture chambers are shuttled in through those...
Oh, wait, no!
Good to see you. Why me? I'm the next best thing. Alexander really wanted none other than Johann Ryer. You never heard of Johann Ryer? My God, boy. He's probably the greatest man in history. And you don't know him?
Well, I'm sorry.
Who has forgotten him?
Let's pop up in my notes. No, it does not. Hey, I missed that. Oh well. Alright, so first ingredient for the tonic, we are going to attach this right here. We're gonna feed Mr. Munster again. Or Mr. Water Monster. Yeah, he ate it. I think he had a good snack. Now we have remains. We shall head onwards to the transept. Yeah, transept. I think I was right on the other name. Now see Alexander's devious torture methods. Alright.
How much more, Baron? How much more am I supposed to withstand? Kill me, Orphan! Kill me!
This one. Prepare him.
Alright, we're gonna have to spiral staircase real quick. Alexander, you're still ugly. Some string. Paper. Notes on torture. There are quite a few things to be said about torture. I had figured that the reaction I would get from the victims would be highly individual. Thankfully, this is not the case. The humans all have a very similar approach to dealing with physical pain and the terror of anticipation. I can't stress enough the importance of restraining the victims before proceeding. Even the most timid creature can break out can break out in fits of violence where their strength exceeds their expected prowess. If proper care can be put into breaking the victims, this should not be a problem. but it will also hinder the effect I am after. The right steps to take are, therefore, to restrain while the victim is still dazed. Proceed by presenting the form of torture you are about to apply, and then to continue with the actual act. The point of presentation is to infuse terror. The human mind is extremely efficient, as it will trigger itself into greater fear simply by imagining it. While applying pain, make sure to avoid massive damage, as it will prove more efficient if the process can be sustained. Also, apply the pain in doses, if possible with breaks to let the body settle. If you are whipping or cutting the victim, strike once. Wait for the pain to subdue, then strike again. As long as the body suffers, it will continue to produce the vitae and saturate the blood with its properties. Only with careful performance will the victim yield maximum effect. If the victim doesn't behave as expected, it is likely that all will be for naught. Before this happens, feed them the amnesia drink and try again later. So that's where Daniel got the drink. You're torturing souls. There's another one. Is it you, my love, I miss the most? Or is it perhaps myself? I know what I have become. I am not blind. I am a monster to them. A demonic sultan perched on a dark fountain top. There is little I can do to redeem myself. The Black Eagle fears me, and after Napoleon's defeat, it is only a matter of time before they will demand my head on a platter. I must remove myself from this land. This time it must work. If I can't return home now, I shall perish. Oil? That looked like a... I don't know why it looked like a big container of oil. Alright, we'll head back down. Sorry if anybody gets dizzy. Alright, what room shall we go in first? Eeny, meeny, miny, we'll go from left to right. Ooh. I don't know why you're getting phased, Daniel. You were a part of this. This was you. We have a piece of the orb. The kidnapper sat on her knees with her hands tied behind her back. She felt her hands being lifted, and her body followed. Her shoulders gave way to the weight of her own body and cracked loudly. The suspended woman cried hysterically as the men contemplated their next step. That's crazy. It's crazy that if you look these up, I think these were all out, or when we see all of them.
Let me go, you brute!
The cradle is ready.
Good.
You're a man! How can you partake in this?
Is he all right?
He is one of the wicked. Don't pay his lies any attention.
I'm not a bad man. It was an accident.
He set a man on fire.
It wasn't my fault. Why won't anyone listen?
That's horrible.
Of course. We are dealing with monsters here.
I will like this.
No, please. Do anything. Whatever you want. Anything. I'll do anything. I'm innocent.
The arsonist kept crying as he was slowly lowered on and off the impaler. It didn't take much to break him. They had meant for him to die, but the torture was working beyond their expectations. It wasn't the method, it was the arsonist. He was different from the others. They could make him forget again. But if you see, when we see all of the torture devices, I believe all of them historically, they were all used. They were all actual torture methods that were used on prisoners. If I hear a saw. Daniel, you were a part of this. I don't know why you're getting all weenie on me. Alright. Alright, we can get out now. The rapist hanged upside down, his tears soiled with blood flooding from his belly. The saw between his legs and had lodged itself in the hip and wouldn't move any further. The men stepped back and waited for the victim to drain. Oh. And this is... I guess that. I got that. Like, in the box. Alright, we're gonna get out now, I believe. Yeah, we got 3 pieces. Yeah, we can leave now. I think it's pretty crazy how creative people were in history. What kind of torture methods they created. Alright, we've done everything over here. Now it's time to head to the choir.
Ah, you get it. You seem to have all the all pieces used in the transom. Go to the choir and find the rest.
I was gonna do that. I went in here already, right? Yeah. The choir, and not the one that I like. Okay, this is just the entrance. Tinderbox. After the men had secured a prisoner, the ritual began.
August 1839. The blood wards are failing. The shadow beckons, and its cry disarms my actions. Hurry, no time to spare. You have to kill another. Alexander produces a knife. He wants me to cut the flesh.
That's not me moaning, if you're wondering.
Save yourself. He is a murderer, Daniel. He is evil, a cold-blooded killer. Hurry. Alexander, you must let me be. I have to concentrate. Take the man, cut the lines, cut the flesh, watch the blood spill, let it come. Please, I didn't do anything. Pick the man, cut the lines. Pick the man, cut the lines. Please, the man cries. Towns. I did well. One life for another. You hear me, guardian of the orb? I did all this for you.
Now, once more, withdraw your shadow from my domain.
Ooh.
Alexander, there isn't much time. I can feel it. We must act swiftly. I will do whatever it takes.
Damascus Rose. Daniel really drove himself crazy trying to get rid of this monster. Anyways. Down we go. I don't know why they call this a choir if there's no singing. It always remained a mystery. Alright, so... yeah. This is like...
What are my intentions, Daniel? Salvation. It used to be yours, but now you only seek misplaced revenge. How do you justify your violence? Is it for the greater good? Are you doing the world a service? It is you who caused all this pain and death. If you had accepted your fate and submitted to the orb when you first discovered it, none of this would have happened. It is curiosity in league with your selfishness that is killing us both.
Are you sure about that? I'm pretty sure you were torturing people before all this happened. Be brave. No. I think the only part I don't like about this area is that, like, it's very confusing. It's pretty easy to get lost if you don't have like any kind of sense of direction to get through here. We have the orb. This was the Iron Maiden, I think. The forger stood absolutely still. The casket had been closed, but a faint light had made its way inside. The myriad of spikes pointed at him, glittering as they waited for his body to slip just for a moment. His knee jerked and he felt blood trickle down his leg. In pain, his head fell slightly forward. It took him a while to realize his eye had ruptured and began to leak. Yeah, because I think I was familiar with a couple of the torture methods. Like, I knew the Iron Maiden. I knew the one where, like, they would saw and they would put the guy upside down and saw between his legs. Sounds terrible, by the way. Ooh. I hear him. He is near. I think. I'm not sure. Just keep moving. Just keep moving. Try not to get copyrighted. Alright, here's the second one. The traitor did not know what to think of the brass bowl as he was forced to enter it. Only when the heat of fire began to scorch his skin and cook his flesh did he realize it was to be his tomb. His screams of pain echoed inside the brass changer was traveled through the complex instrument which was the bull's head. Outside, the men could hear the brazen bull bellow. So like, how did they think of this? My God, they had to shape the bull so that it would be able to produce a bull's sound. There's a little Easter egg. No, I think it's pretty interesting. Oh, poisonous fungi, you say? Alright. Alright, come on. I got... My head's pounding. Hands are shaking. Alright. I think we got everything we could over here. Now for one more piece. Oh God, there he is. Oh God. Do you have metal on you? Alright. Let's move on. Sick gutturals, bro. You ever thought about joining my band? Could use you. The voices! Where is... There it is. I think. Yeah, it is, because the fungi isn't here.
The wheel is good for keeping your victims still during the procedure. They can be bound around the circumference or simply stretched across, tying limbs to the spokes and rim. All tools are by this point useful, and you may administer the torture in any way you like. But the forte of the wheel is the gaps. When you have decided that the victim shall die, you can smash their limbs with a hammer, making them fold in between the frame.
But they'll die. Too quickly, I mean.
No, don't worry. The human body is much more resilient. They can survive for days until they finally succumb.
The murderer's limbs were tied to the spokes of the wheel. They turned the wheel slowly, but with intent, so the rope secured around his leg and stretched to crack the bone. He no longer had the strength to scream. The two men looked at each other knowingly and took a hammer and struck the victim's chest in a final act of mercy.